Greetings, beautiful people. My name is Simon Javan Okelo, and we are here at AMP Studio in Westlands in Nairobi, Kenya. And today I am truly honored to do this episode of Madaraka Podcast with my brother, the incredible Winyo, you know. Yeah, his full name's Shiphton Onyango.
Thank you.
How are you, my brother?
I'm very fine, Javan.
This is such an honor, you know.
No, thank you so much for inviting me to this prestigious tour of Madaraka, and it's an honor for me as well.
Thank you.
To really be here and talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You know, you're one of the most talented artists I know, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, when I think about your music, I think about Oliver Mtukudzi.
Right.
I think about, Miriam Makeba.
Yes.
I think about Michael Jackson, you know.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's like my brother thinks of me like Michael Jackson from before.
Yeah.
My little brother. So
yeah.
that struck something.
Yes, my brother. So take us back.
Mm-hmm.
Where did your musical journey begin? You know, take us back as far as you can remember.
Well, what can I say? My mom says I was born a musician. I never wanted to become a musician, really. Back then, when music was not really the thing that our fathers really wanted us to do. My father being a banker and having schooled in mathematics, was very brilliant in mathematics. I was the firstborn in the family, so I was expected to follow suit. Unfortunately, I loved music more. But my interest in music back then was influenced with a lot of Western music back then. The R&B, the Boys to Men of that time, the country music of that time. And then there was also this Kenyan music that was there. There's a lot of Kenyan music that was influenced by Zilizopendwa, we would say.
Right.
Yeah. And a lot of DC Milimani Park from Tanzania, Marashi Pemba, those were the songs back then, and they were very influential.
Yeah.
So I would listen to this. So my music came from there, from that background. My father also having, listened to all the George Ramugi's music. He had all this vinyl that we used to keep. And he would listen to it occasionally. So that influenced my music a lot.
Wow.
I was in class 4 in my primary school. That's when you're introduced to music. And the music teacher came around the class telling the pupils to read the solfa notation, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So when she came to me, apparently she told me I could sing the solfa notation twice on almost 4 scales. I didn't understand what that was. And she told me, no, you can't be singing this way. Have you been taught music? I said, no, I've never learned music. Sing that again. And I was do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And it's like, no, that's too long. And she took me out of the class, took me around all the classes, took me inside the staff room, and she was telling the teachers, oh, listen to this boy. He can sing all the solfa notation. And I'm like, this is bad. I'm going to be punished.
Yeah.
But
I'm in trouble.
In trouble back then.
Yeah.
If you're taking the staff room, you're in trouble. And from then, my life changed, really. My teachers from primary school were behind my talent all the way through. I would say until today, they still attend my concerts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did you go to primary school, by the way?
I went to primary school in a small town called Naivasha.
Okay.
That was Naivasha Central Primary School. Yes.
Wow.
And that's where my teachers took notice of me, nurtured me, took me on stages. I was both an actor and a musician at the same time. And by the time I was finishing my primary school, my high school was waiting for me. because my school teachers had already told them of who I was. And my principal back at Agorosari High School in Oyugis, and the drama teachers and the English teachers were waiting for me. So when I came to school, they were like, where is Polycarp? Where is Shiphton? I'm here. And they nurtured me. Those ones took care of me. And I should tell you that I was a national best actor 4 times in school, in my high school. And that made my high school be top number 1 drama performance during my time. Yeah, and I never paid for my school fee since primary school. And my teachers allowed me never to be in class. They personally tutored me in their own homes so that I could pass class. And I passed class. Same thing happened with the university. The teachers there were also, there's this musician, he's coming, we should nurture him. I think back then, beside the CBC that is now advantageous to our students today, back then when you had talents like me, or even in sports, or even in basketball, you had teachers nurture you until university. So I met my teachers in Kenyatta University. I didn't have to pass that much there.
They just loved you.
Yeah, I had a C constant for that matter. Qualified me to music, and it's from university that I started recording and being in groups, and started traveling, started touring, and things like that.
Wow.
Yeah, until I met Ted Josiah, and then I met Taboo. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
You're so articulate.
I try.
Yeah, you should have your own podcast. Winyo Podcast.
Winyo Podcast. That sounds good.
Yeah, brother. I'm so inspired. And we're just beginning to talk.
Thank you.
We're just beginning to talk. For those who are watching, this is another episode of Madaraka Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are here at AMP Studio, and we're having a conversation with the legendary Winyo. And we've talked a little bit about his journey, his musical journey, and we want to talk a little bit about your portfolio of music. You have a very big array of music, and I was listening to your songs earlier before our conversation today, and I realized that I love all your songs because
thank you.
For years ago, I used to listen to a lot of your songs. You know, when you live in the diaspora, when you miss home, you look for soulful Luo music that
will bring you home.
Bring you home. And I listened to a lot of your music.
Thank you.
And then when I was, building my own music called Muscles, I also listened to a lot of your music. So today, when I began listening to the songs before our interview, I was like, wow, I know this song, I know these words, I know this song. So let's talk a little bit about your the one song that you truly believe that that not only brought you as an artist to the limelight, but is the song that people remember you for.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say when I met Taboo, I actually met Taboo with an idea of coming to do like a pop sound that was controlling the airwaves back then. And I sang a few songs to the studio engineer back then. I didn't think they liked me very much. So when Tabu came and said, do you have others?
Yeah.
Do you have other songs? And I said, I had many, many traditional songs because I was a soloist back then in high school and things like that. And in the university, I was a soloist of traditional songs. And I'd composed a lot of traditional songs with a guitar as well. But I did not think they would like them. So that's when I played Odongo. And when I played Odongo, Tabu, who was in his office back then, came back and said, can you play that again? I said, you like this? And he said, yeah, play that again. And I played Odongo. And that's how Odongo was born. And that's how Benga Blues was born. So with this song...
Was that your first album, Benga Blues?
Yeah, Benga Blues was my first album. With that song, Odongo, Odongo is the one that put me on a lot of platforms. By the time I was recording Benga Blues at Ketebul, I was already put on competition platforms to win. At that time, there was RFI, Radio France International, that had put a competition for Africa, so that the winners would get the number 1, 2, 3 would get a tour and some financial assistance and things like that to facilitate their album and things like that.
Right.
So they put me on this competition, and Odongo was such a hit at that time. And out of 600 applicants, there were 10, and out of 10, I was number 2. And with that, I got a chance to tour Europe, and had my first tour.
Wow.
And it was because of the song Odongo. And it's the song Odongo that people know on the album. It's the song Odongo that actually, if you look at the publishing or what people listen to most, is the song Odongo.
Can you play it for us?
Absolutely.
I would love to listen. Udongo yawa timbegi mora ya udongo yawa asikaleki udongo yawa timbegi mora man ya udongo yawa asikamani pile pile asikaweri pile pile yawaimakuya pile pile asikamani pile pile yawaimakuya wo 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 ya udongo yawa timbegi mora sama chwako chai awero wendegi sama dhi aora awero wendegi sama chwako chai awero wendegi sama dhi aora awero wendegi ya udongo yawa kata minwa bendo yema ya udongo yawa imakuya pile pile asikaweri pile pile yawa imakuya pile pile asikamani pile pile yawa imakuya era mathagani ya era mathagani tomane era mathagani tomane era mathagani aye yoberana sitna timinati aye yoberana chikikure yimine penja yawa owete penja yawa yimine penja yawa owete penja yawa osiepe penja. I love it. So beautiful.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
Odongo was Odongo a real person?
No, this is actually a fictional story.
Okay.
It's just these things that happen around where I grew up, Homa Bay, around the lake.
Yeah.
Odongo is a fisherman. And you have this beautiful girl who is admiring Odongo from a distance. But this beautiful girl cannot really say what she's feeling about Odongo. The only thing she can do is write these letters and give it to the musician, who's me, in a nightclub somewhere in Homa Bay, where Odongo comes to
to relax.
To relax.
Yeah.
And hopefully that this song will connect to Odongo, and that she'll be seated somewhere strategically to look at Odongo and say that this was dedicated to you.
Yeah.
That's the story of the song, actually.
I love it.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
You know, I feel like when I think about your journey as an artist, and I feel like each of your songs has a lot of depth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And when you think about artists today, a lot of us don't put enough depth into our craft.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, true.
So if you know, when I know that a lot of young artists are going to be watching our conversation, talk to them and share with them the value of actually telling stories through your music and going deeper than just, you know, the dance and the instant gratification that many of us look for when it comes to music production.
Yeah. I mean, that's a question that I'm asked a lot, because from the time I started writing music, and from the time I started singing, mine was to bring out my soul of music and telling my story of music realistically and in the most authentic way to the people or to my audience, or even to myself. You know, my most authentic way to tell my story or tell my music is by my voice, is to sing. There are many other musicians who can tell their story through an instrument, by playing them instrument. Jimi Hendrix, for that matter. You know, and there are other artists or musicians who can also tell their stories through hip hop or through rap music. You can feel their soul when they rap about something. You can see the depth of their soul. Yes, you have to be true to yourself first. You know, by telling your stories or by telling someone's story. I can tell about your story, Javan. If you tell me what you've experienced during the past, or what touched you most, or what, you know, I can read your story and relate it to mine, or tell your story to someone or to you through my soul. Souls connect. If you're not real to yourself, you will not be real to the people you're telling your story to.
That's true.
You'll not even be real to the instrument you're playing.
That's true.
Yes. So you have to be as authentic from deep within, from yourself. Look into yourself and say, I want to become a musician. In my soul, is that the calling? Otherwise, if you give people your fake, what you preserve as reality, you will lose everybody. You will lose your audience. Be honest to yourself and authentic to yourself, and then sing your story.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Music also is one of the things that I think is healing. I think it's like medicine.
Yeah.
And I think your music is really healing. I think all of your songs, the chords you choose.
Yeah.
Has someone ever come to you and told you how your music has impacted them?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about a story.
I mean, let me tell you, half of my audience now, I'm grateful for that. Half of my audience has grown so much so that almost everyone who comes to tell me that my music has made them live an experience. They either got married through it, they either got healed through it, their mother got healed through it, and especially it's their mothers. You know, oh, my mother loved this. Oh, my mother loves Betty, the song called Betty. Oh, I met my wife through the song Nakupenda, you know, on my album. Oh, I grew up listening to this song. Oh, I passed my exams, listening to your song called Singo. Singo is a spiritual song. It's a spiritual song uplifting people going through a tough time. And I meet my audience say, I play this song every morning. I play a song called Wololo every morning before I go to work. So see, that's half of my audience, you know. So you can see that the soul is connecting to to people's life stories. My
Yeah.
songs connect to people's life stories.
Yeah.
They have experience through my music,
Mhm.
and that is the most beautiful thing I get from from the audience, right?
I love it.
Yeah,
So this is the 10-year anniversary of Madaraka Festival.
absolutely.
I've been working really hard. It's hard to do anything
Mhm.
in Kenya, and
Right.
it's even harder to do
Yeah,
something meaningful if you're a Kenyan living outside Kenya.
I can imagine.
So many people have always been asking me, Simon, how have you managed to do this music festival for 10 years?
Wow.
And instead of answering that question, I ask my guests
Yeah, yeah.
for the podcast
Yes.
to share with me and my audience 3 tips when it comes to event production, because you've been to all sorts of events
Yeah.
everywhere in the world, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
So when you think about your experiences playing at different events,
Mhm.
what are the 3 things that you believe make an event successful?
Well, according to me, for the events that I've been invited to, I think the most important part is the theme. And I think for Madaraka Festival, for you, I think you have the right theme. You want the Kenyan music on that platform.
Mm-hmm.
So the theme has to be there.
Mm-hmm.
When I go out there, like this year when I'm going on tour,
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of African festivals that are inviting a specific kind of genre.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're inviting me as a musician, I'm going to present the Kenyan genre
Mm-hmm.
to an African festival in Germany, Würzburg,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I think theme, that is one.
Yeah.
The theme. What is the theme of the festival?
Right.
Then I think the second part is the organization, your team.
Mm-hmm.
Your team has to be very efficient,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to choreograph and, put on stage and manage everything from the initial starting point to the finish.
Mm-hmm.
Your team has to be willing really to push their limits,
Mm-hmm.
to see the dreams of the festival.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from that is delivery.
Right.
Delivery and delivery also comes to the musicians or the artists you invite,
Mm-hmm.
because the artists you invite also have to be disciplined
Mm-hmm.
and to be able to deliver
Mm-hmm.
to their expectations,
Mm-hmm.
so that the audience is satisfied, the organization is satisfied, and the theme and both the focal point of the festival is achieved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
Those are very unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love listening to answers that everyone gives me during this show so that I can also learn,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also, love sharing my knowledge with people. So
True.
there's no better way to learn through others, than to
True.
learn through others.
Mm.
Anyway, we are coming close to the end of our time together.
Mhm.
And I feel like if possible, we should do single.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I feel that it's something that would leave us, in a good mood
And spirit.
and spirit.
Yeah,
and then think about a few comments that you want to share
Mhm.
as we end our time together today.
Thank you.
Okay.
When I made single, actually made single. Some of these compositions come to me around 3:00 in the night somehow.
Oh, wow.
When you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Tunes sing in your head.
Yeah.
When you're into that creativity mood, and when you're creative,
Mm.
sometimes some things come to you at very different stages.
Yeah.
And that's why in my school, my teachers would allow me to walk out of class,
Mm.
just like a madman,
Yeah.
go somewhere in the drama room and write something.
Mm.
So single is one of the songs
Yeah.
that I recorded on a phone, and I did not know how it would come out.
Yeah.
And even the chords were even hard for me to play.
Mm.
But when I finished the song, I did not know that would be, apart from Udongo,
Mm.
that would be one of the songs that people feel the most,
Mm.
that people are in touch with the most
Mm.
spiritually.
Mm.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I
like to
love
call it a gospel song, but it's a spiritual,
It's a
uplifting
spiritual
song.
yeah.
So, however you want to fit it.
Yeah, there are songs that are bigger than one religion.
Absolutely.
They are just spiritual.
They're just spiritual.
Singo inga weri won polo wendi yuak. Okumba weri won loch baby njan. Paro nega kaparo weche biro chanda. Inga weri kawero weche biro chanda. Paro nega kaparo. Singo inga weri won polo angiwak. Jatelo kata bed ni waro janekni, joneko chunge dhorangach. Paro nega kaparo weche biro chanda. Inga weri kawero weche biro chanda. Paro nega kaparo. Orita ndalo duto te. Hallelujah. Otieno nyaka okinyi. Pam 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 pam. Hallelujah. Jayalo lindo kaloka kawacho. Gach pulo biro. Gari tingo joma ler kende. Gari tingo joma timo ber. Gari tingo joma ler kende baba. Jayalo kendo kaloka kawacho. Gach mach biro. Joricho koro ringo kaywak. Josunga koro ringo kaywak. Osiepe maricho kwayo ng'wono baba. Ruodha biro aritio jaler. Aringo abiro aritio jaler. Paro nega kaparo weche biro chanda. Unga weri kawero weche biro chanda. Paro nega kaparo. Orita ndalo duto te. Hallelujah. Otieno nyaka okinyi. Hallelujah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
How have you managed to keep your Luo so pure? Because you grew up in Naivasha, and then this is the last question I'm asking. I could not stop asking.
It's okay.
Because you grew up in Naivasha and then you went to Oyugis, Agoro Sare.
Right.
But in Naivasha, maybe there are a lot of Luos in Naivasha.
Well, not quite actually. My mother kept us speaking Luo. My father kept us speaking English. But I was very privileged to, at that time, to be sent back home for my high school studies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But nonetheless, we just used to speak Luo.
Yeah.
And also, I think I was, being an artist, I also learned Kikuyu at that time.
Right.
I speak very good Kikuyu.
You do?
I have a song in Kikuyu.
Oh.
You know? So, as an artist, language is there.
Yeah.
And I never lost my Luo.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went back home, it just got enhanced.
Mm-hmm.
I lived with my grandmother, two of us alone. That's when I used to compose songs for Benga Blues. So a lot of my Luo was also influenced by my grandmother. In my high school, the cultural music that we used to dance in the music festivals, I was the soloist, so I had to learn the complicated Luo and Luo rhythms. So I think that helped in my compositions and music development.
Man.
Yeah.
I feel like we could talk for a long time.
Absolutely.
One day we will do part 2.
We'll do part 2.
I'm just grateful, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I would love to say thank you so much for
Of course.
inviting me for Madaraka Festival.
Thank you.
And we will do the best job.
Thank you.
You will see.
Thank you. I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
I want to be part of Madaraka.
Yeah.
And you inviting me is a really great honor.
Thank
I
you.
want to bring the Kenyan music on top.
Yeah.
I want to bring the Kenyan music and on Madaraka Festival to raise it on top through Madaraka Festival.
Yeah.
And this is an opportunity.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
For those who are just joining us, we've been having a conversation with my wonderful brother Winyo, and you should watch this from the beginning and give this video a thumbs up and follow him. What's your social media platform? How can people stay connected?
You can go to Instagram, Winyo, Facebook, Winyo, Twitter, @WinyoBad.
Okay.
Yeah, you can find me there. Mostly on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, Winyo Shiphton.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, thank you again, and thank you all for tuning in. This is our last episode here in Nairobi. I just want to say thank you to AMP, Nick and his team. You've all been wonderful. Sapat or Peeps, you've been wonderful. Sobukwe, Nonkwe, you've been great. And everybody that made this Nairobi recording of the Madaraka podcast possible, I just want to say thank you, and we will see you soon. Peace.
This song I dedicated to my grandmother.
Okay.
In this song, I tell her how the things I used to compose back home have taken shape, things like that.
Aya weri aya yo bera na nyamumbo ma. Aya weri aya yo bera na nyamumbo. Danya buri apa ko inikende meri. Danya buri awero inikende joji. Udigi meri juna jogi chanda nangon. Udigi meri sirna jogi riemba nangono. Romna chiki kure jabe pinyo pogore nama. Ringi chiki kure jabe pinyo pogore nama. Biorere buri ageno inikende yoma. Buri ajogi chanda nango. Buri ageno inikende yotiana. Iorere ma pinyo pogore. Nyanya buri apa ko inikende yo mama, jonginge yo mama. Nyanya buri ageno inikende yo tiana, jonginge yo mama. Dina keli Nairobi, dini neno nyithinda. Dina keli Nairobi, dini neno yodalana. Dina keli Nairobi, dini neno nyithinda. Jonginge yo rosa. Romna achiki kure jabe pinyo pogore nama ringi achiki kure jabe pinyo pogore nama iorere buri ageno in kende yoma buri ajogi chanda nango buri ageno in kende yotana iorere ma pinyo pogore
Jatum nyolotek.
Jatum nyolotek.
Wada.
I tell you, a song about my grandmother.
It's beautiful.
It's called
it's beautiful.
The audience love it. People love it.
Yeah.
Usipocheza hiyo.
Yeah. Shida. Nimeona. It's soulful music, you know.
Yeah.
When music is beautiful, you know, kabudhomit to kathumit to budhomit kama ngato dwa dhi e onge.
Kama ngato dwa dhi e onge ya.
Chenro ji loka loka.
Chenro ji loka loka. Nyakang tumbru. Nyakang giwin ni rom.
Kata ngato nyakang bed broke kanyo kaji. Anyway, guys, we had to listen to one more song, and that one is called Nyanyaburi.
Yeah, it's on the second album.
Beautiful. And so when is the album? The second album is anticipated to be out around June.
Yeah, around June.
Mid-June. So mid-June, stay tuned and make sure you follow my brother Winyo on Instagram especially.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Asante.
Asante.
All right.
Thank you.